Hey, Matthew Loop here, best-selling author of Social Media Made Me Rich. Here's how it can do the same for you. And this is a hot topic that I'd like to share with you right now. I get a lot of questions from clients or at seminars or just online about relevancy score. If you're an advertiser, small business owner, chiropractor, brand, entrepreneur, and you're running Facebook ads, you need to understand and be very knowledgeable when it comes to the relevancy score, because this directly impacts you when you advertise your content or promotions on the social network. So let's have a very serious conversation about the relevancy score, what it is, who it affects, and also how you can increase your relevancy score. But in 2015, Facebook introduced this metric, 1 to 10 relevancy score. How do you find the relevancy score? Well, all you need to do is go to your Facebook Ads Manager, and once you're there, you'll see your list of campaigns. If you click on any campaign, that will direct you to the ad set page. Click on the blue text in the ad set that you see in the lower right-hand corner, lower left-hand corner, and then on the ads page, you will see one of the stats or one of the titles that says relevancy score. Now, 1 to 10 is the metric. The higher you get, the more relevant your content, your message is to your audience. That's essentially what it measures, the relevancy to the audience, their hobbies, their interests, their likes and desires. So the higher the relevancy score that you have on Facebook, the lower you will pay per click. And the higher your click-through rate will be. What that means is how many people are actually clicking on your ads. So you obviously want as many people clicking on your ads as possible. You want to have the highest click-through rate possible, and you want to have the highest relevancy score, and we would ideally like to get the lowest cost per action, whether it's lowest cost per lead or cost per click, and we do that by maintaining a high relevancy score. Now, Facebook will tell you that relevancy score is based on negative and positive feedback from the community. That's one factor, but also your ad really matters. Have you mapped out your ideal client avatar? Is your ad the title, the image, and the description? Is it really specific to that individual? And not only the ad, but your targeting. If you're targeting the right audience, well, and you've got the perfect ad, all that stuff goes together and you will get a high relevancy score, or a higher relevancy score, I should say, with very, very low negative feedback. One of the biggest reasons why doctors, professionals, entrepreneurs get a low relevancy score is because the ad comes across as a little spammy, or it might not be to the right market, so naturally your ad's going to get hidden, you'll get negative comments and feedback. All that will factor into how Facebook rates your relevancy score, versus if you're getting a lot of likes, shares, comments. I mean, shares are the holy grail on Facebook. When you share a piece of content, Facebook gives you a vote, essentially. And the more of those shares you get, that's probably the highest weighing metric about how relevant that ad is to your market. We've had some ads, like literally promotional ads, they're great content pieces, but they will get dramatically more shares than likes. Of course, our relevancy score is 9, 10. Our cost per action is so darn low. That's what you would ideally like to strive for. So if your ad, like an actual ad, whether it's a direct response ad, a piece of content, or anything that you're promoting, if you're getting a tremendous amount of shares and the relevancy score is high, you're doing very, very well in that realm. So a couple things that you need to be concerned about in terms of raising your relevancy score. Frequency is one thing. So if you are targeting a market, 40 to 60,000, a local business market, and people have seen your ad numerous times, well, your frequency is going to be higher. So maybe the average person might see the ad 5 or 10 times. Sometimes that's a great thing for branding. Other times it can get a little annoying depending on the type of ad or the piece of content. So that can lead to a little bit higher negative feedback. Now, certainly you can refresh your ad, change the image, change the headline to further maintain that high relevancy score. Or you can actually use Facebook's cost or their conversion option, and essentially on Facebook you create a campaign, a conversion campaign. Facebook allows you to exclude people that have taken certain actions. So whether they've opted into your newsletter, they've bought a product or service, you can exclude those people so they're not going to see the exact same ad that they don't need to be seeing. They've already bought your product, they've already come into your office, or they've already taken the action that you want them to take. So that's one way to keep a relevancy score very, very high. The other way is to quite simply continue to refine your headline, your image, and your targeting so that the right people see and they have a great message that they can connect with, that they resonate with, that also keeps your relevancy score very, very high. But this is one of the big questions that I receive all the time. Now, if you get a lot of spam on your ads, if you use a lot of hype or clickbait, things of that nature, you can expect that relevancy score to dip down. And if it dips down below 5, I've seen cost per click, cost per actions rise dramatically. Now, you can still promote your content, certainly with a low relevancy score, but Facebook, I've seen them decrease the amount of impressions ads get with low relevancy scores, very similar to Google's quality score, even though relevancy is not necessarily about quality, as it is about just being relevant to the target market. So just understand that, and if the relevancy score keeps going and going and going, you might need to either adjust the frequency, you might need to just switch up the ad and refresh it a little bit, just to keep that a bit higher. And if you do, your cost per action, your cost per click is going to consistently drop, your click-through rate is going to consistently go up, and your relevancy score will stay high, which means that you essentially will get a higher return on investment in your ads. So hopefully you found some value out of this little tidbit and tip. If you did, thumb it up, show me you're listening, click the like button, tag a friend, a chiropractor, or another entrepreneur that you feel could benefit from this information. And certainly if you have any questions below, I will answer them in regards to Facebook advertising, making you more profitable so you can reach and impact more, and lowering your relevancy score. So let me know what questions you have, and I will answer them in a few minutes. Ciao.